to We Watch Movies,
I'm Ava,
and I'm Jenna.
and we watch movies. So this week we watched Army of the Dead, which is a Zack Snyder film that came out on Netflix on May 21st of 2021. So this is a zombie movie. It's kind of satire, kind of not. I thought it was really good for the most part. My initial thoughts were finishing this was that I've never seen a movie that was so enormously satisfying and spectacularly unsatisfying at the same time. But we'll get into that later. First, Jenna, what were your initial reactions?
I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I was going to. I have watched, I guess what would be close to, 7 hours of Zack Snyder movies this year, which is a little alarming to think about. But I wasn't too sure if I was going to like this movie. You said that it looked good, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll watch it. And I don't know why I thought this, because it's a zombie movie, and it's a heist movie, and I like those things. But my brain was like, I don't know, Jenna. But then I watched it, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty great.
I do think that it was leaps and bounds more enjoyable than Justice League. And I'm not generally a zombies before superheroes person, but I don't know, maybe it's just because Justice League was 6 hours, but it's fine.
Justice League gets longer the more you think about it.
Yeah. I think this had pretty good pacing compared to Justice League, if we're being real. So if you're curious, this movie has a 69 on Rotten Tomatoes. It had a 70 last night when I started it, so somebody didn't like it. So basically, if we're talking about in terms of satisfaction from watching this, there are these parts where the people who deserve to die spectacularly, and you're rooting for there are parts where you're rooting for the zombies, and then there are parts when the main characters explode zombies or have these really huge fights with the zombies and these big epic sequences. And the unsatisfying part was all the characters that I wanted to survive died, and the only characters that survived are the ones that I viciously wanted to die. Well, not the only ones that I viciously wanted to die, but the only ones that survived I did viciously want to die. Anyways, Jenna, what did you think about who survived at the end? How did you feel about that?
I was not as upset about it by you. I was pretty mad by some of the people that died. I did not want them to die. But, I mean, I don't know. I was okay with it.
Yeah, no, I was aggressively texting Jenna throughout the end of this. Spoilers to anybody who hasn't watched this. But there was this large cast of characters, okay? There were these 3 kick-butt women, all of whom died. There was Drax the Destroyer, who died. There was this guy who had a circular saw, who didn't get to use it when he went back into the zombie land, might I add. And he was cool, but then he died. There was this other guy who was just funny and liked to kill zombies. He died in a very explosive fashion. I liked his death, but it made me mad that he died because I didn't want him to. And then there was who else? There was this lockpicker guy who I was expecting to die before they had to pick the lock, because I expected them to explode the door. But he died after they picked the lock. Let's see, what else? Who else was in this? Oh, there was a rapist who died. That was good. There was a bad, corrupt businessman who died. So that was good. And then there was this mom of 2 who decided it would be a good idea to sneak into Zombieland to go crack open a slot machine and leave her kids behind. She survived. And then there was the daughter.
Survived.
Well, I think she did.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see a body.
And then there was the daughter of Drax the Destroyer, who forced herself into the group, because she wanted to find this mother of two who snuck in and was super irresponsible. And then she ran away from her group with 10 minutes left before the nuke went off to go find this really annoying mom. And then because she went and did that, they were late to getting into the helicopter, so the zombie guy got onto the helicopter with them and bit her dad, but guess what? She survived. Did she do anything that was helpful this entire movie? No. Should have died. Sorry, Kate. You should have died.
Did you talk about the coyote?
Yeah, she was one of the kick-butt women. She was really cool. She should not have died. I wanted her to befriend the zombies, and I wanted her to, I don't know, do something with the zombies, but I guess not.
Yeah, I loved the coyote. She was so cool.
She was so cool. I thought she was gonna live. I thought they were gonna let more than one person live.
I know. I was like,
main
y'all really killed your whole heist crew.
Literally, and they didn't even get money. They should have just all bunkered into the vault.
I mean, I guess Dieter was really thinking with that vault thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, why didn't they just hunker in the vault?
No, here's what I wanted them to do in that scene. I didn't want Dieter to push Van into the vault. I wanted him to push the zombie into the vault. Lock him in the vault, kill all the lesser zombies, keep the one with the helmet inside. Okay, and then, boom, you have 3 more members of your heist team surviving. Also, not to mention, this zombie's helmet seemed to be such a obstacle to these people who kept wasting all of their bullets and running out of ammo
in the
from shooting
eyeball.
this bulletproof helmet. It's like, you shot it once and it didn't go through. You think shooting it again is gonna help? No.
It has huge
No, it's not.
eye holes in the helmet. They're not even small like the gladiator ones. No, they're huge. You can get a bullet through that. It's not that hard.
And see, there were also points in this movie when I didn't know if it was supposed to be a satire film or if it was supposed to be super serious. The intro, I thought that the intro to this movie was fantastic.
Yes.
It was witty, I think. It was different. I think it was very effective. It was a very, very good intro. And I thought that the rest of the movie was going to be funnier, basically. They had a couple of characters who were kind of funny sometimes. And then the rest of them were just serious. And then the ending was serious. Which I was expecting the ending to be more lighthearted with them all doing stuff with their monies. Maybe not all of them, but the ones that survived. I wanted to see Peter's on a beach somewhere, living it up, you know? But no, they didn't do that. I was expecting the last person to die in this be Tanaka somehow. I wanted them to bring home the head and make it bite Tanaka. But alas, that didn't happen.
That does sound like a good ending. I would have been satisfied with that.
I wanted the food truck. I thought that once they killed the original zombie, I thought that meant that the bite wasn't gonna kill him. Because there was that huge, glowy explosion, which also, I don't understand why some of them were glowing. That was
kind of weird.
They shouldn't have been... I don't know why just some of them were just, glowing, but whatever. So, I thought that when they had that big explosion when they killed the main zombie, I thought that was signaling to the audience, hey, this was different than killing all the other zombies. And I thought that meant that he wasn't going to get turned. Because they were talking about how he was special because he was the original and he changed them differently, blah, 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 you know? And, I thought that meant that he was going to survive and that they were going to get the food truck. But no, they didn't get the food truck. And that made me upset.
We didn't get our lobster rolls.
Scott's lobster rolls.
We're
just stuck with I don't know.
Kate dissed the artisan grilled cheese idea.
Literally.
Kate,
What? That would be so good.
Cheese.
I want to go to an artisan grilled cheese food truck.
Channel field trip.
No, I just don't like that Kate is the only character that lived. I mean, I knew that she was gonna, because just the way that they built up her character, she was not gonna die. But it still made me annoyed because I wanted her to die because she was annoying. If they made her less annoying, like if they designed her character like they designed the coyote, I would have been satisfied with her surviving. But she was just like a child the whole time. She was naive, she was irresponsible, she wasn't helpful, and she was annoying. So, I don't see what her place in this story was as the final girl. Final girl is supposed to be, not annoying. And I couldn't get past the fact that she looked like Cleo from H2O, but not quite. That also bothered me.
Yeah, like even if they had just given her character more purpose other than she is the main guy's daughter and she's going to mess up the plan. Like if they had just done like something like a little more with her, I feel like we could have avoided like the I can't believe of all people she got to live.
Yeah, literally. And also, I have a question. So, how long was Las Vegas a zombie land?
I don't know, like, it couldn't have been more than 10 years, I think.
Because, like, I remember in the flashback, Kate was about the same age? Ish?
Maybe a little younger. It might have been, like, 4 years, because they were talking about how the president who had the plan to nuke Las Vegas that had been his campaign promise.
Yeah, the whole nuke thing bothered me too, because, like, I mean, I get that they would be nuking it, right? But I just don't think that they could, in any way, shape, or form, ever move a nuke up to a time within, like, a few hours' notice. Like, to the general public. Well, okay, here's the thing. Everybody knows that there are, like, always gonna be people who aren't exactly smart about things. We know that there would be random people going up to the walls of Zombieland, taking selfies, blah, blah, blah. Like, all this stuff. Like, stupid people doing stupid things. There is no way that they could have moved a nuke up, like, without telling the public sooner. They would have only been able to move it later. Because, like, you can't just, like, nuke a place and not tell people until, like, it's too late to evacuate, you know?
Yeah.
That just seems really stupid to me. Also, I was pretty convinced at the end when, Van, like, was, like, sick. I was pretty convinced at first that he just had radiation poisoning.
I was cackling when you were like, yes, Van gets his money and radiation poisoning. Heck yeah. I was like, oh. Okay now, Ava.
Okay, well, he was in the middle of a nuke, and then he just walked outside.
Yeah, I was like, is there not gonna be a nuclear winter because of this bomb?
Like, sorry, sir, but I wanted somebody to get the money. I was just waiting for somebody to get the money, and then they just didn't get any money, and that made me mad, too. But, like, I knew that, okay, wait, his name is Scott, not Drax, okay. I knew that Scott had, like, a lot of cash, so I thought he was gonna use that to make his food truck, but no, he was like, use this on Gita's kids. Who cares about Gita's kids? Because clearly Gita doesn't care about Gita's kids. She went into the zombie land. And then why? I mean, Kate maybe cares about Gita's kids a little too much because she went into the zombie land after Gita because Gita was being stupid. My thought process, my theory here is that Gita actually doesn't like her kids and she was going to go get money and go away by herself. Because clearly if she were actually a responsible mother, she wouldn't have left her kids alone. Gita, man.
I don't know, she was desperate.
She was annoying. I did not like her.
I laughed way too hard at one part of this movie because I had been watching for like 20 minutes because I watched a lot of this movie in chunks because sometimes it was just hard to get through just sitting there for like an hour on end. But yeah. I had been watching it for like 20 minutes and the locksmith character shrieked really loudly at one part and Netflix just said, "Hold on, we can't function with this," and just shut down. Like it gave me the like, sorry, but we're experiencing interruptions. Like right as soon as like that happened, and I just started laughing. I was like, I guess we just can't handle that.
Yeah, you texted me about that. She said, this guy in the movie shrieked so loudly that Netflix couldn't handle the movie and quit. Thanks, Netflix.
Yep.
I was really, I don't know. I was just annoyed at a lot of things in this movie, but I liked this movie. It sounds like I really aggressively hated it, but I didn't. I liked it. I just didn't like who survived at the end.
Yeah, this is what You can go.
Oh, wait. Okay, thank you. I liked, like, the first hour and, like, 15 minutes of it, because the ending is where they killed off all the good characters, and Kate was annoying. The whole beginning part was fantastic. You can go now.
Okay. Like, this is definitely one of those movies where I found myself, like, the more I kind of kept poking at different things while I was watching it, the more it kind of, like, fell apart. Like, a little bit, like, not completely. It didn't just, like, unravel at the slightest, like, question. But there were definitely some things I was like, well, why would you do this? And I couldn't really come up with a good answer. But it is, like, I'm surprised it has a 69 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's a little low.
I liked, it was just, I think it was really different than the other zombie movies I've seen. Not that I've seen a lot of zombie movies, but I just wish it was more comedic. Like, I feel like it took itself too seriously in some parts. And it was just like, I don't know. I feel like if it took itself less seriously, it would have ended better. And it would have just been, like, cooler. I don't know, because I feel like there have been satire zombie movies that I haven't seen before. I know there's, like, one with Bill Murray in it or something. I haven't seen it. But, still, it's... I just think that if the whole thing had the same level of comedy as the intro, if it had the same tone as the intro, I guess, if they just maintained that throughout the whole movie, I think it would have been perfect. It would have been way better. But unfortunately they didn't, and that was kind of sad.
Yeah, and another thing that this movie did really well was it definitely got you, like, well, most of the characters, especially in my case, not so much Ava's case, but it definitely, like, made you like the characters, even if, like, you didn't know that much about them. At the same time, you didn't, like, aggressively hate them, except for maybe, like, Kate and Gita, in Ava's case. But, like, I enjoyed all of the characters. Some of them, like, definitely had more of a purpose and presence than others, but at the same time, I didn't want to see any of them die. And some of them were just, like, really simple ways of doing it. Like, with Peters, you don't really see that much of her, especially because she's generally on her own for a lot of the movie. But, like, their introduction of her character is probably my favorite, because it's just, like, Dave Bautista's character and Maria going around kind of assembling the crew, and, like, they show up at her job and they're like, hey, do you want a job for $2 million? And she's like, yes, absolutely. And they're like, you don't want to know what it is? And she's like, I hate my life so much that $2 million would drastically change it. I do not care what it is. And I just that line just was hilarious to me.
Yeah, no, I think that she was a fantastic character and they had no reason to kill her. I mean, I feel like just her death was so annoyingly unnecessary too. She didn't need to die at the end. Yeah. I feel like
I don't even know logistically
they could have just made her a little incapacitated.
The way she died could have happened.
She just died of plane crash. But, like, honestly, she looks like more intact than the back of the plane where everybody else was. And then, but you mentioned Maria, and Maria was, I think she was gypped as a character in terms of the writing, because she was so important at the beginning. and then later on they get into it and then she does nothing.
Yeah.
You know, she's like this linchpin of getting the gang together with Scott, and then at the end she like has this character development. She doesn't do anything, and then they develop her character a tiny bit and then they snap her neck. That was unsatisfying to me because it was like, why? I mean, if it was more of a comedy, that would have made more sense for them to just like kill her like that. But I thought that they were just about to start giving her some actual development, and they didn't. And I don't know, I was annoyed by that. And then there was what was the other guy? Goose or whatever. Yeah. He was cool. I did like him. I didn't want him to die, but he had the best death, I think, out of all of them. I think it was fitting that him and his like girlfriend or whatever exploded.
Oh yeah,
like both of them
Chambers,
exploded.
I think her name was.
Yeah.
She had like, she didn't have like the coolest like actual like death, but like as soon as like she found that glow stick, I knew she was a goner. But she was so kick butt in that scene. Like the whole time I was like, you can do it. Like get out of this bad situation. And she handled herself so well. It was so cool.
She was so good. And there was that stupid guy who like decided to be a butthole and like kill her and stuff. I see that guy was so annoying. They built him up so well to have a really satisfying death. And this is the part where the enormously satisfying from beginning comes in, because he got to be murdered by a zombie tiger smashing his skull with its jaws. Like, when you see somebody who's just that aggressively annoying and obnoxious and mean and evil in a movie, and you just want to see them die. Oh, it was so good. And then there was the whole like part where the coyote like stole the head from him, which was cool too. I feel like, see, that's when I thought she was gonna befriend the zombie. I thought she could have just traded the head back and they would have let her go. But no, like, I think maybe the zombie was a little stupid, because, like, why would you kill the person who's holding your wife's head? Like, and he didn't even kill her immediately. I have a theory that he was trying to turn her into his new queen, because he bit her, you know?
I mean,
he was
she's
like,
already a queen, so...
Yeah. But, like, then they nuked her, so she couldn't reign as a queen, but... See... I don't know, maybe I'm just spoiled by the fact that the only other, like, zombie content that I regularly, consumed, or, well, I don't even regularly consume it, but I have consumed it more than this, was, a show called Daybreak, which I talked about in my, my episode from a few months ago of, like, the last 15 shows I absorbed, and it's like this, it's this show about this world in which all the adults turned into zombies and the kids have to rule their own worlds, and they have like clans and stuff, and it's a comedy and it's about zombies and it's good. I recommend it. They didn't do season 2, which made me very upset because they ended it on a cliffhanger, which was annoying, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not salty about it or anything.
She's totally salty about it, you guys.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, like, I enjoyed all the characters, and it's kind of a bummer because I think they were really committed to we are going to kill just about everyone in this movie, because I feel like there were definitely times, like you said, with, like, Maria's death, where they kind of killed a character because they had an opportunity, so they took it. But, like, I feel like they could have, like, engineered a great... Like, they had the helicopter crash at the end, so if you really wanted to kill all of your characters, you could just kill a lot more people on the crash, but still give us, like, the time to develop some of them along the way.
I don't know. Here's the thing. This is something I discovered, and I think I've mentioned my my habits when I was writing in, like, 7th grade. writing characters just for the purpose of killing all of them doesn't work out. It only works out when you're looking for like a source of catharsis, but it's not good for an audience. So you can kill a large number of your characters, that's fine, but you can't kill all your main characters, otherwise your audience is going to be annoyed. Because like, I mean, like you have like even the Hunger Games didn't kill all its main characters, come on. But it's just like you want to get invested in characters, but then they kill them for no reason because they're just looking for a reason to kill them. But there's no like, the plot doesn't call for it. And when the plot doesn't call for it and you're just trying to shoehorn it in, it's forced and it's weird and it's unsatisfying. And either if killing a character is forced and you just want to kill the character, then maybe the character shouldn't be there in the first place. Or maybe there's a better time to kill that character. Or maybe just don't kill the character. Like, it's just, I don't know, it just annoyed me.
Yeah, and I mean, even if they, like, just wanted us to think they had killed them, like, again, you have them in the helicopter crash. We never saw Geeta at the end, so, I mean, she could be dead. We don't know. So, like...
If she is dead, I would be even madder, though, because then there would have been, like, that all would have been for nothing.
Yeah, like, I don't want her to be dead either.
She better be alive. If she's not dead, she better be alive. Wait a
minute.
Wait. If she didn't die earlier, she better be alive now. You know, like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, if she survived all that time, then she better have still survived, because I wanted her to die that whole time, but I wouldn't be mad if she died, you know?
Yeah, and I think another thing too, if you are going to try and kill all of your cast, you have to have a really good reason as to why, and I think trying to kill a large ensemble cast like you had in this movie doesn't work. Because you have so many deaths you have to get through, you are going to have some that are rushed or thrown in there just because, oh wait, this person needs to die before we get to the end of the movie. Like, this is, like, I'm not saying this is, like, a perfect example, but a movie that kind of did this well, spoilers, I guess, was Rogue One, because you didn't have a cast as large as this, and most of the audience kind of knows that they're not gonna make it out alive, and also, like, they make an effort to develop the characters in the movie before they kill them. Do they succeed? Not always.
Yeah, but also in Rogue One, like, the main characters, they technically survived till the end.
Yeah.
It's just that the end was their death.
Exactly.
So, like, it's not like it's not like they had to continue their story without their best characters, you know? And so, like, that's, like, another thing. Like I mentioned before, like, with Hunger Games, too, I mean, there are movies that kill large ensemble casts. It's just that not every member of that ensemble is important. And they don't make you sit through all of these drawn-out death sequences or something and expect you to care, you know? And, I mean, that's really the only place where I feel like this movie fell short. It's just that it really wanted to kill people, and it really wanted to kill a lot of people, and it didn't need to. Because I think that, like, from a production design standpoint, from, like, otherwise from the writing standpoint, just, like, the concept, I think all of it was really good. I think it was a fun watch, except for the fact that it just, like, they just tried so hard to kill everybody, which they didn't necessarily need to. I mean, like, I'm as much of a sadist as you can get when it comes to writing things, okay? But, like, every once in a while you need to come to terms with the fact that you can't just kill everybody just because they're fictional.
Alas, every writer must learn.
What did you think about the music?
I never really noticed the music too much in this movie, and I'm not sure if that's just because like I was more so like focusing on like not focusing too much on like all of the death and zombies and everything. Like I mean I don't know, that was kind of distracting, but I don't know, the music never like stood out to me too much, so I'd have to go back and listen to it on its own.
Yeah, I think that the music was really effective in the intro.
Yes.
Like I said, I think the intro was fantastic. They used Viva Las Vegas, and that was really good. They also, at the end, they used an acoustic version of Zombie, which will be stuck in my head for the rest of my life.
Yeah, those were really good choices. That definitely got it what they wanted to do.
Yeah. And I feel like the acoustic choice kind of suited my feelings when they decided to not make Ivan fly off in a private jet like a baller with all his money.
Yeah,
that's also annoying. I don't know how he did he kill himself after that? Did he kill the flight attendants? Did he crash the plane? Or did he start a new zombie apocalypse? Are they trying to do a sequel?
I don't think they're gonna do a sequel, but I think they were getting at like he started another apocalypse because he was going to like Mexico City or something like that.
I mean, if we want to have a sequel,
but like it wouldn't have any of the characters.
Yeah, because they killed them all.
I think I saw that we're getting a prequel.
A prequel. We need a prequel to this? I feel like the whole movie was kind of a prequel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just what Wikipedia said. I'll look it up.
Okay, but so they gave us the intro was the sort of prequel, and then there's nothing interesting in this universe before the zombies, and unless there is a new zombie apocalypse, there's nothing interesting after it. So if this isn't a standalone, it needs to be a sequel, right?
Listen, Ava, I don't make the rules, I just report them.
Okay, but the whole movie though, I feel like if it were to be anything really well, it would be a video game. Come on, y'all. I texted Jenna about this. It would be such a good video game. Like, you need to go through zombies in a abandoned Las Vegas to go retrieve a bunch of money. That would be such a good video game. Can they please make it a video game? Like, Netflix, make like sponsor a video game. What is it? A production company? A video game producer? I don't know how video games work. But make somebody make a video game out of this movie. Because that would be so good. That would be fantastic. It would be like The Walking Dead, but like shorter. You know? I still haven't watched The Walking Dead, which I probably should. But I feel like the ending of this movie was kind of inspired by something that happens in that game. I've seen that game played. And it's something very similar to what happened to Scott happens to like this girl's father figure kind of thing. It's like that death was done well. This one was not, but okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna go Wikipedia.
Yes?
They have a prequel. There's not really any information about it. Then I guess Netflix was really hyped about the idea, so they're gonna make an anime-style series that is the characters during the start of the zombie outbreak, which is essentially the intro we saw to the movie. And then Zack Snyder... This is also Wikipedia. I don't know what source they're getting this from, but it says potential sequel. Then it says, Zack Snyder said that the zombie outbreak seen in the film could have been created with alien technology and confirmed that the movie did, in fact, feature robot zombies, which is probably why some were glowing, Ava.
That's why they were glowing! Yep. I knew that they were robots, and I was like, why are they there? Why are they robots? Why were they robots? Is there a reason that they were robots? We didn't need robots. Did we need robots? No, we had zombies. Okay. Why do we need robot zombies in the middle of the zombies? Okay, they had the alpha zombies, the stupid zombies, and then robot zombies. The robot zombies were not useful, not important. They didn't touch on it. Why are they robots?
I don't know, but now we know why they were glowing.
You can
and
continue.
It said that it would probably be set in New Mexico. So.
Well, duh.
So anyway, Netflix is really excited about this property.
Okay, wait, was this based off of something?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's fully original. That's good. I like that. Oh my god, imagine just like an abandoned Las Vegas. I pictured the zombie apocalypse way too much, and I think we've been over this.
Life is weird.
I've come to the conclusion that my friend group would either be terrible in a zombie apocalypse or absolutely fantastic. I don't know if we would be so good at like killing the zombies, but I feel like we would be good at planning and surviving. You know? I feel like that we might be able to do. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like non sequitur before I get to my point. Like, sometimes when I'm bored or just like out of nowhere, I'll just be like, zombie apocalypse, and then wherever I am, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, what would I do? How fast would I die? And just like, where would I go from here? So, I guess when I'm bored, my brain just decides to ponder the zombie apocalypse. And while I don't think I would last very
Jenna.
long, who knows? Yes?
Tell me right now, if the zombie apocalypse hit right now, you get an alarm on your phone, what do you do?
Okay, well, I'm at my house, so I'd probably try to fortify it, find anything I can use as a weapon. And, I mean, I live in a pretty secluded area, so I would try to fortify everything. I'd stay on the second floor, but I'd probably keep, like, a second floor window open, so if I had to, I could jump onto a tree and book it out of there. Because the attic would probably be too hot. I'd probably, like, dehydrate and die if I tried to stay up there. And also, there are, like, bees sometimes, so I'm not gonna go up there. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably just lie and wait for a little bit, see what happens. I'd probably take whatever food we had. Maybe I'd try to contact other people if I could. Figure out, like, where the zombies are and who's dead. Why? What are you gonna do if the apocalypse happens right now?
I already read you my extensive plan during Walk Fit, but my scheme is if the zombie apocalypse hit right now, I would collect my useful supplies that are at my house, and I would go to the school next door and fortify that and wait for my friends that I've told to meet there, get there, okay? Because I've told all my friends that that's where we're meeting. We would fortify the school and collect all their supplies. The school is going to have supplies because, like, cafeteria, nurse's office, etc. But also, we would make sure that everybody drives there. And then so we touch base and then we send people out to go raid four specific stores. Okay, the gas station, the pharmacy, the market, and the farm store. At the gas station, they're basically grabbing everything, but especially gas and water bottles and stuff. At the pharmacy, they're getting basically everything, like that they can get their hands on. Market, non-perishables, get those. And then at the feed store, they're gonna get chicken feed and garden seeds, okay? So that once we've gotten, like, because I'm gonna take my chickens from my house, right? Once we, like, touch base, And we're gonna bring them to my house. And so everybody's gonna bring their weapons and their important stuff, and they're gonna gather all the stuff when they go raiding, and then they're gonna come back, and then we are going to bunker down at the school, eventually build a fence so that we can set up our garden. Okay, and we're gonna take inventory. We're gonna set up our oligarchy. Okay, we are going to establish secular holidays. And we are going to see if there are other communities of survivors. And we're gonna live pretty comfortably, I think. It's a pretty solid plan.
Meanwhile, I'm just gonna be over here vibing, trying not to die.
You can just meet us.
I'll have
You
to
can
Uber there.
We'll pick you up. We can pick you up.
I'll call an Uber during the zombie apocalypse.
the zombie Uber.
Me downloading Uber as I look at all the zombie hordes.
The Uber comes up. It's like, oh, so where are you heading?
Don't worry about it.
Oops, I think we just ran into a couple walkers right now. But it also depends. I feel like if we were in a city, it would be a lot worse. But like where we are, if the zombie apocalypse like hit, I don't think it would spread that fast.
Yeah, I feel
like there aren't that many like we're kind of dispersed.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be a little worried after a little while of like different like swarms of zombies potentially like walking over in our direction. But even then, like the school that you're talking about is pretty like in the backwoods. Like the cool people that wind up like staying at the high school, they're gonna be in trouble because they're like right off of the main street. So
yeah, and we would get our raiding done like the first day because after that, then there's gonna be nothing left there. And so if we just bunker down at that school, we're kind of like away from the main crowds. I don't think that zombies are gonna get back here anytime soon. We'll have a bunch of supplies, and it's also in the middle of a neighborhood, so if we need to go raiding other people's houses, that can also be done. And it would be pretty chill. And by the time that there are actually hordes passing through there, hopefully we'll have a fence up. And we'll have a patrol set up and stuff, I think I would survive for a little bit. I think that I'm good at planning things. And that would be my strong suit. It wouldn't be like I would be good at setting up a society within the zombie apocalypse of survivors, not at actually killing zombies.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be very good at it. I'm not much of a fighter.
Yeah, but I think we would have our strengths, But I think that we're pretty solid, unless it's like one of those things where they're gonna wall off our town and nuke us. Then we're kind of screwed with the whole bunker down plan. But it also depends. Is it like just in our town or is it in like everywhere? Because my plan is like if it's everywhere, because I really don't picture a zombie apocalypse starting in our town. Just because there's not that many people, it would take a little while to spread. And
I mean, I don't know.
Stuff,
I wouldn't be surprised if the first zombie comes from our town. It's a zombie cow.
You wouldn't, or you would?
I wouldn't be.
Oh.
It'd probably be a zombie cow, though.
A zombie cow. Yeah, that would happen. That would happen. It would happen, like, at the fair. That would spread it fast.
That would. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The apocalypse would spread fast at the fair. And people wouldn't even notice for very long. It would take a while for people to notice that people are actually zombies because everybody has their turkey leg zombiness.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't really tell if somebody's a zombie or just had a turkey leg. But, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Also, in my plan, we, like, limited the ages. So we weren't gonna have, kids younger than a freshman year in high school unless they had special permission. And we weren't gonna let kids, like, older than, like, college age unless they had special permission, like, if they were, like, a family member of one of us or they, like, asked politely. Because, like, we don't want a bunch of, like, people who are useless or people who are gonna not listen to us, So, like, either they're gonna be children and won't listen to us, or they're gonna be adults and won't listen to us because we're kids. But also I thought of this under the circumstances of Daybreak, where all the adults turned into zombies and the kids didn't. So that's another thing.
Ba-da-da.
I feel like adults would be really annoying in the zombie apocalypse, you know? Like, if you have, like, good ideas, they'd be like, no! Because zombies, we need to drive away! No, you don't drive away. Because you drive away, you run out of gas, and you end up in a worse spot than you already are. You fortify where you are!
Yeah, if you drive away, you're driving into something you don't know.
Especially if you're not in a city. Evacuation via car is not the best idea. Maybe if you have a plane in your backyard, that might be a good idea, because you can go fly to, like, Australia. Because I feel like Australia would be pretty well off if the zombie apocalypse started somewhere that wasn't Australia. Australians have it made.
Yeah, and I feel like
you
when you look at all of this, like, zombie media that we have, like, in film, there's always, like, one shot, at least, that's pretty iconic of, like, the city and all of, like, these cars, like, on a highway abandoned, or, like, there's always some trouble with the highway during the apocalypse because, you know, it's like the elevator. You don't take the elevator in cases of emergency.
Literally. You can't, like, just, especially where we are, where there's, like, not that many people, just pick a spot to fortify. I've always thought, about a prison if it were empty. You know, if it were an empty prison, that would be a good place to fortify.
I think The Walking Dead did that.
Because, like, well, I haven't seen The Walking Dead. I probably should. I've always kind of wanted to, but no, like, if you had an empty prison, it would be good. If you had a prison that was full of, like, zombified inmates, that would be bad. I feel like because that would have a lot of sleeping space, you know? A lot of people say supermarket, but that's not as easy to fortify because there aren't as many doors. You know, with the school, you have different rooms, so you can dedicate them to different things, and there's more doors, and so, like, it's easier to contain if there's a breach. You know how, like, in our school, there are those doors that'll cut off parts of the school? So, like, if a zombie got into one half of the school, you close those doors and barricade it, you know? You can't really do that with a supermarket. So, like, if a zombie gets in, it's game over.
I feel like if you had a big enough group,
and
you found a fairly empty shopping mall, a shopping mall could be effective, because all of those shopping malls have to have, like, so cool. The different stores, like, close in some capacity.
Yeah.
So, if there's one part of the mall that gets really overrun, you could just close off the different zombies into the stores.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they did that in Daybreak. They had a person who was running the mall. And I feel like, see, phase 2 of my plan would be to go see if we can engage on an expedition to, like, the mall and see if there's another set of survivors there that we could, like, team up with. Because the mall would be a really cool place to start an apocalypse city, you know? I feel like just a mall would be cool to live in an apocalypse, and then you can, like occupy a store with your friends as, like, your house. Because, like, if you have a school, you can get a friend group together and occupy a classroom as your house, but, like, a store in a mall would be bigger, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's part of the reason why I like zombie apocalypse stories so much, because it's just enough anarchy that you can come up with, like, all of these different ideas for, like, how you can use the universe in a different way, and it still be made interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's, like, a reason why there's so many different zombie stories. It's because it's such a versatile, like, format to use. You're just like, oh, virus makes people lose their minds and kill each other, and, like, and then there's, like, you know, there's The Last of Us 2 that has a different take on the zombie apocalypse and everything, and I like how the most of the zombie content that I have seen is on YouTube, and they're video games. but still, it's there are a bunch of different takes on the zombies, and it's really cool because you can just sort of insert yourself into them, and you can think like, oh, what would I do in this scenario or this scenario or this scenario, whereas like it's harder to do that with some other concepts, like I mean, there's always these sort of like alien invasion, I guess, that's okay, or like you're on a planet, or not planet, you're on a spaceship and something goes wrong, but like it's hard to picture myself in a spaceship because I would never ever get into a spaceship, but I feel like a zombie apocalypse is something that would just affect anybody in any walk of life, so it's kind of like something that anybody can like connect to, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, zombie stories just have, like, a good mix of, like, you can go horror, you can go comedy, you can go, like, talking about the human spirit, or, you know, death, or something in the middle. Like, there's a lot you can do with it, and, you know, in this case, you can make a heist story, and no one bats an eyeball.
Yeah, you know, I think this is a really good direction that they took it. I feel like there are some ways they could have executed it better, but otherwise I really do think it was a good movie. I think that it's definitely worth a watch, unless you are a very exclusively character-driven person. I definitely recommend this movie if you like zombies. Yeah, it was good. Anyways, I think that's about all the time that we have for today. Make sure to comment down below, like, what would you do if the zombie apocalypse hit right now? Do you have a plan? Just let us know, because I honestly am interested in reading what you guys have to say. You know, there's a button down there, you can like it, you can subscribe to us, you can even hit the little bell thing. I don't really know what the bell does, because I have it turned on for some people and it doesn't really do anything, but like, you can hit it. I mean, it can't hurt. And yeah, you can listen to on any other platform, unless you are on another platform and you're not on YouTube, in which case, hello. Check us out on YouTube. And yeah, we post videos on our YouTube mostly every weekend, unless Ava has issues with uploading things, like this weekend.
I have issues uploading things, like always.
Yeah, we both have issues sometimes, but also we're busy and we're tired, so yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you so much if you made it this far. We really appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Jenna, anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there was just so much wasted potential with that saw. Like, I mean, you do not just introduce that saw and not have, like, a huge, big moment with it. Just, what was the point, man? You brought that whole big thing in with you. It probably got blown up by a nuke. That's the real undeserving death of this story.
Okay, bye!